Adam, good morning. It's Big J and Billings. How are you?
How y'all doing?
Excellent. You're coming to town next Saturday night for a Magic City Blues, the Outlaw Road Show. Is this a first show for you in Montana that you remember?
No. We played Missoula. Definitely played Montana before.
Okay, so it's not a first here, but is this your kind of vibe? I mean, do you like kind of a laid-back, small-town kind of feel, or are you more of a big city guy?
Well, I live in New York, but I grew up in a college town.
Yeah, and that's got to be fun getting out on the road and get to see a little bit of, kind of all the different flavors. What a career you've had. I forget almost how many Counting Crows songs I love until you go back and start, listening to the songs and realize, what an impact all these songs have on people. I mean, it's just kudos, I guess. Congratulations for being such an iconic figure in the music biz.
Thanks, man.
Well, what's going on recently for you? Obviously, you're going on tour and playing shows all over the country. But what else is going on? Anything new? Any new projects you're working on? Anything exciting?
Well, I've been doing a lot of work with indie bands the last few years, putting on showcases at CMJ and South by Southwest. Which is where we got a lot of bands for the Outlaw Road Show from. They played at our showcases.
Cool. So
I enjoy doing that.
So you're kind of taking the producer route and kind of trying to discover new talent and stuff and help new artists out rather than focusing as much on doing your own thing right now?
No, we're doing our own thing too. That's just sort of a side thing. We're not really producing anybody anymore, just this one rap act. We're just kind of putting together these showcases trying to get exposure for a lot of young bands.
That's cool, man. I love when people do that when they've, found success in the business, and instead of just saying, well, cool, I'm just going to ride this success train to the end, they can, bring a few other people on board and help some people out along the way, because it's weird that all, successful people don't understand that it's just bringing along other people or introducing the world to other bands like Casey Anderson and the Honkies. That doesn't mean people are going to like Counting Crows any less or you're going to lose anything because of it.
No, I think it's fun. I think it's the idea behind the road show, too, is that, the bands that are out on tour, those are phenomenal bands. There's 3 of them. They play short sets, just half-hour sets. They have quick 10-minute changeovers. I think the audiences are flipping out because they're not expecting to really get into so many good bands at shows.
Yeah, exactly. They show up to a show wanting to see the Counting Crows, and they think, crap, I have to sit through 3 opening bands before I see the Counting Crows, and then they realize, a few minutes into the first set, wow, I actually like these guys too.
Yeah, the bands get a lot of standing ovations. I'm on stage. I've been on stage for pretty much every set that every band's played the whole tour, both legs. And I've seen I'm going to introduce every band, but I've seen every set, too. And the audiences are flipping out. They get up on there. There's a lot of standing ovations for the bands.
That's cool. Well, especially Magic City Blues. It's such a huge outdoor thing. It's like everybody's up on their feet anyway, so this is just going to be awesome, I think, for everybody. It's a really, really cool event, so you're in for a heck of a show. I was just checking out doing a little research online, and I see that you're a big Twitter guy these days. Is that changing? I almost asked if it changed your life, but that's just because I see a headline here that says, Counting Crows singer, Twitter changed my life, as a quote. Can you elaborate on the life-changing experience that is Twitter?
Well, I think I was just probably referring to the fact that I met my last girlfriend on Twitter years ago. That's probably what I was talking about there.
Yeah, that
became Twitter changed my life. Well, I don't know. I always thought the internet was the future. And then I think before we started work on our second album, I realized that AOL had these forums for every band. They had a Counting Crows forum on AOL, and you could just go on there, and it suddenly occurred to me you could just talk to your fans. So I started doing it. And that was 1995, 96. It was a long time ago.
Everybody's stolen this from you then, really. Twitter really owes you a favor. You've been doing the tweeting thing for years.
Well, it's different back then, but there was lots of us who were on AOL back then. There was just, that's kind of the beginning of social media in some ways. And I thought it made a lot of sense. Here's this tool. It gives you access to all your fans, where you can talk with them.
Yeah.
That just seemed like I didn't know what to do with it exactly back then, but I knew it was a good thing.
Oh, wow. My producer just sent me a note that said, Casey Anderson is family with Billings people, and that one of our listeners here is his cousin. So.
Oh, well, Casey's from Portland, so it makes sense. But Dave Bryson, our guitar player, he's got family in Missoula, I think. And my dad works in Great Falls.
Really? That's kind of cool. Our general manager here is from Great Falls. So
my parents are going to come up for the end of the tour. They're just going to drive over from Great Falls.
That's cool. What a cool little local connection there. And speaking of connections, I want to just get back to your love life. Are you ever blown away by the fact that you've hooked up with 90% of the hottest women in the world?
I'm blown away by the wild fictionalization of my love life. I'm blown away by how many women I've hooked up with that I've never met. And I wish I remembered.
Yeah, that would
clearly.
That would be impressive. I mean, hey, but of all the Hollywood rumors to have, it's like, wouldn't that be the best kind, that people are just making up hot women that you've hooked up with?
No, because they get nasty about it. People just get really jealous, and they're jealous of something that never happened. So
yeah,
it's actually starting to get all that. When you're a songwriter, kind of, because people attach to what they feel about what you talk about in your songs. And when this like fantasy fan fiction love life thing pops up online, it's kind of like, well, I don't know. It's just anything that. It's this idea of people making up your life on you. It's just
I can imagine that. I mean, obviously, like, it doesn't happen to me, but I can imagine how annoying that would be. Yeah, if there's stories going on out there that people are asking you about, and you're like, I don't even know what that's just totally fiction. That entire thing is made up. But there's some legitimate, very good-looking women that you've been with. And do you think that comes from your personality or your music? I always wonder, musicians generally, ladies fall for musicians. And I always wonder, is it that musicians just happen to be really cool people, or is the music a factor in being able to pull some maybe, above your normal league level tail?
Well, I think if I pulled the girl, that is my league.
I see what you're saying.
I think at that point, whoever you're dating, that's your league.
Because this radio show has gotten me way out of my league. Like back in the day, it's like girls that I would look at and go, oh my gosh, I could only dream of dating her. Then once you start having a little success and a little fame on a local level, it's like then all those girls, now they're coming after you. And I'm like, so like my level has changed because of success.
Well, that's because your level in life doesn't get determined in high school.
Yeah,
if that was the case, we'd all be
That's true.
Little dipshits that are popular in high school. Well, congratulations for them. But luckily, life goes on after high school. So the level you end up at is the level you end up at, not who you were when you were in 8th grade.
Yeah,
I'm sure if you're working at a radio station, that's because that's who you are as an adult. Chicks dig it, great.
That's cool. I'm sure a lot of
you, they probably like you because that's who you are. And that may grind the people that you knew in junior year in high school, but screw them.
Those guys are like, we know him and he's a loser. You shouldn't like him. And it's like, hey, sorry. They don't know that same loser that you guys knew. I've changed.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what high school's for, growing out of.
Exactly. That's a good lesson for anybody young out there that thinks life sucks. It doesn't. It gets way better and changes completely when you get out of high school. I cannot wait to see you when you're here in Billings. Love the music, and I think, everybody's rocking some Counting Crows right now as they get ready to see you guys next Saturday night, and we'll play a little Counting Crows right now. Are there certain songs you hate? Like if we have to play a Counting Crows song, is there one that you're like, don't play that one, or one that you think, here's the one song that best represents us, or should I just pick any random song?
No, you can pick whatever you want.
Okay, good.
I like that song.
Good. You like it. He likes it. It's officially approved. If you released it, you obviously probably liked it at some point. So
pretty much, yeah.
We'll do it. We'll play some Counting Crows here, and you can see the Counting Crows as part of Magic City Blues, bringing their Outlaw Road show to Billings next Saturday on Montana Avenue. Gates open at 5:30, and it's going to be a heck of a show, I'm sure. Adam, thanks so much for taking the time for us this morning, and we'll see you next week in Billings.
Thanks a lot, man.
Bye-bye.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.